Well, I'm in trouble. My Prince Philip joke has exploded across the world. This is probably the most viral thing I've ever done that's like internet viral and mainstream media viral. And look, I gotta say, the joke is awesome. So if you've come to watch this video expecting an apology, it's time to click off, all right? Alfred from England, 72. Don't worry about me, worry about COVID, yeah? Go away. But if you're here looking for my response to the media, you've come to the right place because I am in every publication I've ever heard of. I've been in Australian news outlets many times before, that doesn't surprise me, but I've never been in like every publication on the planet. I'm in like the Daily Mail, I'm in Lad Bible, I'm in The Sun in England, over in America, I'm on Barstool Sports and Fox News and CNN. I am everywhere, and if there's any journalists watching this, can I just say, you can focus on me, I'm not going to complain, but while you're here, why don't we all look at what Prince Andrew's been up to recently, get a few stories going as well. Now, you might be wondering how and why I'm in so many publications, and look, I have a bit of a secret to tell you. Not only is it because the bit's fucking funny and controversial, but it's also because straight after I uploaded it to my YouTube channel, I emailed the Daily Mail, BuzzFeed, The Age, The Sun, everyone, a link pretending to be a disgusted boomer, telling them to do something about my terribly offensive comedy. And it worked. Here's the email that I sent. Comedian jokes about Prince Philip's death at Melbourne Comedy Festival. This is from Sam Summers, notorious boomer. I just saw this video of a comedian laughing and cheering about Prince Philip's death and think it's absolutely disgusting. Hopefully your publication will do something about this. And mate, they responded. They really did. 7 News, they called me funny, which I actually liked. What was interesting about it was all of the Australian publications were actually quite nice, which goes to show how much our prison colony doesn't really respect the royals at all. The response from Australian media outlets was great. English media outlets, however, very angry. Perth Now, which is Australia's premier news source, wrote, "Comic roasts Philip at time of death," and mentioned me in the article heaps of times. They gave me a little plug and mentioned my tickets, which by the way are selling very fast. Get them now, final week of the comedy festival on sale. And if you're outside of Melbourne, check out the gig list here. Put your email in, I'll message you when I'm on the way. Daily Mail UK, however, put me on the front page of their website with this massive paragraph of a headline. "The embarrassing moment an Australian comedian learns of Prince Philip's death live on stage when he's in the middle of telling a poor taste joke about the Duke of Edinburgh." Bruh. Oh man, that is a mouthful, isn't it? That's the headline. And then the article is just very rude. Not as rude as me during my jokes, but still, you'd think someone criticizing me would have a bit of manners. Lewis Spears had just delivered a joke about the Duke of Edinburgh at a club on Friday night when someone in the crowd yelled out, "He just died tonight." And then they just go on to like quote the entire video word for word, without mentioning at all that everyone was laughing, of course, trying to make me sound bad. But the only people who sound bad in this article is whoever the fuck wrote it, because the only bit of actual writing they did that wasn't a quote from the video was this. "Mr. Spears, 23. I mean, thanks. I'm glad that I look 23, but I'm 27. I don't know where they got 23 from. Every single news article I mentioned in has just taken like 4 years off my age. I look like a fucking prodigy. I can't believe he's doing this at 23. How successful. Thanks, Daily Mail. You're wrong, but I mean, don't correct yourself, you know? Next up in the United Kingdom, we have The Sun, who were not happy with me at all. They have this headline: "Sick jokes. Shocking moment, Aussie comedian laughs after learning of Prince Philip's death while cracking vile jokes about him." Looking at the journalist Patrick Knox, who wrote this article, it seems like the only thing he writes about is terrorism. We've got bus bombs, streets of rage, false front. Everything he writes about is like a global act of terrorism. So to be honest, to have my joke lumped in with those acts is a little bit impressive, don't you think? This segment of the article, however, I love. This is a great little quote. I might put this on my fucking tour poster. "Heartless Joker, Lewis Spears." That's cool. Heartless Joker? I'm gonna get that tattooed on my dick. During his set, Spears joked about recent headlines made by the royal family. I don't know about recent headlines. It was a lot of stuff about Prince Andrew's allegations and a lot of Prince Philip's real quotes of saying racist things to native Australians. I don't know if that would call them headlines, more so facts. I love how in this article they're really trying to spin it like I was bombing, when you can just watch the video and see that I was crushing the entire time and I demolished through my whole show. It was a killer show. But they've written, Spears then turned his attention to Prince Philip, prompting awkward chuckling from the audience. I mean, would you call this awkward chuckling? He said, have you guys seen Prince Philip? That cunt is 3,000 years old. I'm pretty sure he invented racism. Okay, that's a little bit of setup, guys. Come on, really represent me properly. Put in the X-ray machine joke. That's a banger. But just as he made the sick slur, an audience member shouted out, he just died. What slur? I said cunt. That's not a slur. That's an everyday word in this country. You want to know about sick slurs? Look up a few quotes from Prince Philip. The article ends, not surprisingly, the clip fell flat for some on social media. One said, Lewis Spears, you are scum. Even worse, you believe you're actually funny. I mean, I just am. You know, like, you don't have to find me funny, but as evidenced by the 800,000 views and the packed room full of people laughing, a lot of people do, you know what I mean? Like, you can't yell at a chef for making spicy food that's too hot for you and then go, oh, he's not a chef. Other people like it, you don't. That's fine, you don't have to enjoy what I do. But saying that I'm just not funny is pretty incorrect, especially when there's just video evidence of me crushing. But the Sun was right about one thing. There are some angry people that did not like my bit about Prince Phil at all. You should see my Facebook. It has been completely invaded by old English boomers, which, if you look through the pages of history, British people invading a place they're not welcome and completely fucking up anyone who's there is pretty par for the course, isn't it? We've got this comment from John, who I assume is 85. Awful little boy. Now get him arrested for doing this to our royal family. Get me arrested for what? If there's any royal controversy that needs police involved, it's not this one. It's Prince Andrew. But to finish up, here's a few of my favorite comments from angry English boomers and my response. We have a man called Mr. Vagona. Never heard of this guy, and based on his response, I wouldn't waste my money going to see him. Gronk. Okay, that guy's not English, he's definitely Australian. And I wrote, Mr. Vagona, with a last name so close to vagina, it's no wonder you're such a pussy. Alfred writes, I'm sure after he finished his show, he went back to his mum's breasts and cried as he was being fed. Pretty good. I responded with, close, Alfred. It was actually your mother's breasts I went home to. Angry Maggie says, and when someone told him that Prince Philip died, he still went on to make sick jokes. Sad little man. I responded, actually, I'm 6'8". But that's where the story ends today. I'm still being published like every 10 minutes. I get another alert that I've been in a different article, and I imagine I'm going to be talked about on other things and podcasts and stuff like that. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone who's shared the clip and put it in the group chat or put it on their stories. It's on YouTube, Instagram TV, TikTok. It's on all of my social media platforms. So share it there wherever you would like. It really does mean a lot, and it helps me out a lot too as well. So I'm going to be touring Australia in a few months. Tickets will be announced very soon. If you're outside Melbourne or outside Australia, jump on the gig list here, loosespears.com/gig list. Put your info in and I will send you a message when I'm on the way to your city. And if you're international, or if you want to watch a full show of mine, you can check it out on my website, loosespears.com/watch. I have an entire comedy special there available to stream or download. It is killer. And there are some very, very dark jokes in there as well that if you enjoyed the Prince Philip bit, you will enjoy as well. I can't wait to see you guys at a show. Thank you very much. And to be honest, look, a few people have actually said this. They've all said that Prince Philip actually would have appreciated the jokes because he was a bit of a jokester himself. That's what everyone said. He always had gaffes, and it wasn't racist things that he said. There were gaffes and jokes and fumbles and goofs. So I think that Prince Philip obviously did like a bit of dark stuff. Not dark people, dark humor. So I think he would have enjoyed the jokes, and I'm glad that you guys do. So thank you very much. I'm Lewis Spears, and I'll see you at a show sometime. And to all of the news articles, keep on doing my bidding. It's really helping the ticket sales. See ya.
buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt.